All right, so running into 1440p for you guys, there's tons of options out there. If you're looking at 1440p monitors, by far you have a handful to take care of in order to find the best one for you. So I hope this list helps. So coming in at number 3, my pick is the MSI Artemis 323 CQR. This is probably the most accurate 1 millisecond gray to gray pixel response rate monitor that I've tested by far. The testing just proved that it was flawless. The other side is the FreeSync works extremely well, giving you a pairing that makes any first-person shooter style game just a fantastic buttery smooth experience. And the image retention, the quality at 32 inches with that fantastic curved display that really immerses you was extremely good as well, leading me to say the lighting panel is probably one of the best. And for being 32 inches, it's actually one of the most reasonably priced 32-inch monitors on the market. Now, some of the downsides do include that it is not a G-Sync monitor. It has kind of a lacking menu as well for overall calibration. The AI features inside of the monitor that claim to give it kind of some benefits over others really aren't that great as well. They work, but they don't add a ton of value. And last but not least, it kind of has poor HDR performance. Now, I had a debate over number 2 and number 1. You'll have to wait to find out what number 1 is. The number 2 is the LG GP850. Now, on paper, this monitor kills it. It is fantastic. It has 98% DCI-P3 color scale. It has that nano IPS panel from LG that, in my opinion, destroys almost any other gaming monitor panel out there. Tons of companies license this from LG for this reason. It's both G-Sync and FreeSync. The I/O on the back is just fantastic. And if you need that extra kick in refresh rate, it does jump and overclock from 165 Hertz to 180 Hertz, kind of putting it at the top of the list when it comes to 1440p in high refresh rate monitors. The last bit I'll mention is the fact that for consoles, it has amazing support for both the Xbox Series S and X and the PlayStation 5. So if you're a multi-user or looking for a console monitor, it's absolutely going to provide good results for you. But there are some notable downsides, and the first is the fact that it's probably the most expensive 1440p monitor out there. And the second downside is something that's fairly well known with LG, and it's the fact that their monitors tend to suffer with IPS glow, making the gray uniformity and the black level performance just not as good as it should be, or not as good compared to other monitors. But those things shouldn't deter you. In fact, the LG GP850 is a close second to my number 1 pick, and really the only reason I haven't put it at number 1 is the overall price. But I promise you, you will not be disappointed if you buy the LG GP850. However, you will be disappointed if you don't consider this next monitor, and that's number 1 on the 1440p monitors in my recommendations that I think you should buy if you're looking for your next gaming monitor. But before I get into that, guys, I want to let you know a couple things. Hey, we have a fantastic channel built out for you with tons of videos. We have everything on 1080p, 1440p, 4K monitors. We have tons of different categories and playlists that outline that for you. So go check out that homepage. While you're there, hit subscribe. And of course, if you've made it this far in the video, hit a like on this video as well, and comment below if you have any questions. We also did just add channel membership. So if you do want to support the channel in any way, you can go ahead and find that channel membership. Click on that icon where it says join and support the channel. We'd highly appreciate it. I just double spoke. We would highly appreciate it because it will absolutely help drive the future content of this channel. So thank you guys so much for everyone who has. Let's jump into that number 1 1440 pick for you guys. There is just no question that this top pick, the Gigabyte M27Q and M32Q, are absolutely my best recommendation for about 98% of people out there looking for a new 1440p monitor. This thing packs a punch. It has great black level performance. It has fantastic calibration menus. Despite it only being a FreeSync monitor, it performed almost identical between both my NVIDIA RTX 3090 and RX 5700 XT AMD card. I mean, I can't stress well enough how good the motion and pixel response rate held up in almost every single scenario. You know, of course, it has other features. It has a ton of I/O on the back. It's a KVM monitor. It can be adjusted on your desk. It's updated to support all of the console gaming that you want for both the PlayStation 5 and the Series X. It'll also do 4K 60 Hz downscaled on both consoles. But the biggest thing, the most important part that I found about this Gigabyte that I hear a lot of complaints about is the fact that it had 0 IPS glow in my testing. But I will mention the downsides because there have been many complaints, and the first is going to be quality control. There's been many complaints about people receiving panels that do have some IPS glow and some dead pixels. I must have won the lottery on this because I never once experienced that. I'll also mention that they do market a 94% DCI-P3 color scale, but it only hit 90% in my testing. And they do use a bit of an unorthodox pixel overdrive settings, which makes it a bit more difficult to dial it in. That being said, this is probably the most well-priced, high-performance 1440p gaming monitor. I've seen it as low as like $350, which is, like I told you, $150 less than the LG GP850, giving me the price to performance at a better ratio than the LG GP850, or for that matter, the GP83 as well, putting it at #1 on that 1440p list and telling you that absolutely without a doubt, this should be your next 1440p monitor, unless you require something that these other two offer that I mentioned, and it at least should be on your list, even if you don't like it. If you want to watch that full in-depth review, go to the homepage, check it out. There's probably a playlist that has them all, or you can find the individual video. Plus, I'll put a link down below for all of the monitors that I referenced you guys. And if you haven't yet, once again, hit subscribe on the channel and like this video if you made it this far. Okay, so I'm gonna put a playlist as we wrap up here in the corner. It's gonna be a playlist about all the monitors I've reviewed. So if you just wanna watch one after another, you can click that playlist. But without further ado, you guys, I'll catch you in the next video.